Okay.
Well, Arizona's tough new immigration law is resulting in scenes like this one. Protests popping up in Phoenix. Not just Phoenix, all the way to our nation's capital. Across this country, some folks are up in arms, and those get plenty of media coverage. The polls showing that Americans, most of them, favor this law? Not so much. Our panel weighs in. And sorrow and hope in... Well, several leading civil rights and labor organizations announcing today that they too will boycott Arizona over its new anti-illegal immigration law. You have seen so much media coverage of angry protests like this one in the wake of that law. You might think that Americans are against it. You'd be wrong. Brand new Rasmussen Reports polls just out show that nationwide, 59% of people polled favored this legislation. And 50% say they hold an unfavorable opinion of all of these protesters. Just 25% see these protesters favorably. Mike Gallagher is a radio talk show host and a Fox News contributor, and Mark Levine of MarkLevineRadio.com is also a radio talk show host. All right, gentlemen, so Rasmussen Reports comes out and says still 59% of Americans nationwide favor the law. The numbers are even higher in the state of Arizona, but Mike Gallagher, you really don't hear that much about how Americans favor the law if you listen to the mainstream media.
Yeah, the media has a narrative over this. I'm shocked, Megan, just shocked that there's gambling going on here in Casablanca. I mean, the fact is, there's way more of us on the side of Arizonans and the lawmakers who did the right thing in Arizona than there are of the other side. They're just loud right now. They're angry. They're taken to the streets. But it is a little shocking to watch the media try to do this narrative, to pretend. I mean, look at the way they've covered the protests. I've heard so many reporters, we talked about it last week, say, oh, you're mostly peaceful protests. Meanwhile, they're breaking into buildings and torching establishments and being arrested. Riot police are called out. And so the fact is most Americans are completely in support of Arizona. Most Arizonans are in support of it. And this latest report shows that it's about 70%, or excuse me, 60% is where it's hovering around the national average. It's around 70 in the state of Arizona. Yeah. The fact is now it's up to 49 other states to do precisely what Arizona did, and that's enforce the law and be able to scrutinize and detain and arrest illegal immigrants.
Mark, another poll came out today, it was taken May 1st and 2nd from Gallup, USA Today, and it shows that 89% of those polled say that it is what's most important to them is for this year, for the government to stop the flow of illegals into this country. Look at those numbers. The vast majority of Americans want to stop the flow of illegals into the country, and the majority of Americans are in favor of this Arizona law, and yet you don't hear that much about that.
You just don't see it covered. And of course, the illegal immigration
problem. You had your turn, Mike. It's Mark's turn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think the difference, Megan,
excited. Sorry.
The difference, Megan, between polls and protests is the intensity of the feeling. Polls, you get a computerized telephone call, and they say, do you support ending illegal immigration? Oh, sure, I check one on the box. But you don't see many people out protesting to stop illegal immigration. For the Latinos, this is their lives. They fear they're going to be stopped by the police or their children or their parents. And so they care very strongly about it. And one of the things in politics that's interesting, it's not just the majority, it's also the intensity. We see that, for example, in gun control. The majority of Americans favor gun control. They favor, for example, banning terrorists from getting guns. But a small minority wants terrorists to allow to get guns, and they feel so very strongly. Gun rights people are out in protest. Gun control people, not so much.
So in other words, those polled, Mike, they don't really mean it.
No, they don't mean the intensity.
Or the ones who yell the loudest get the most attention, I guess. Or the more damage you do and the more destruction you wreak, I guess you get more of an attention than those of us who are quietly resolute in supporting the lawful behavior of what law enforcement in Arizona is going to do. I just don't think. I think the polls don't lie.
The same's true on guns. For example, the vast majority of Americans believe that a guy like Faisal Shahzad should not have been able to buy a gun legally, as 1,000 terrorists have done. But a small minority of gun advocates support that, and they're loud, and we're not. And that matters in politics.
Yeah, but Mark, it's okay to change the subject, Mark, because I don't blame you. You can't doubt these numbers. You can't dispute 60.
Well, actually, I can't dispute the numbers. Let me talk about that.
59% of Americans are in support of what Arizona did. The other night I was in an auditorium full of 2,000. Excuse me, let me finish my point. The other night I was in an auditorium full of 2,000 people. We were doing a regular speech. The Arizona issue came up. People stood up and cheered en masse. They were loud too, Mark. I mean, it's not just the people doing damage who are being heard.
Go ahead, Mark.
Here's the problem with the Rasmussen poll. It doesn't specify, for example, that there were 2 Arizona immigration laws. I would like the American people to weigh on both of them. The first one, as you know, explicitly permitted racial profiling. The second one did not. The first one allowed law-abiding citizens to be stopped by the police. The second one did not. I think there'd be a huge difference. And one reason you know the Rasmussen poll isn't quite covering what American people know is that the polls were roughly the same 1 week versus the one that was done since last Friday.
Well, why
I
does
think
that
the American
show that
people
the
knew the
American
difference
people
between the two
Let me
laws.
just jump in. Mark, why does that show that the American people don't know what they're talking about? Doesn't that just show that their opinion hasn't changed? Perhaps they favor the first law and they favor the revised law.
Megan, the laws are radically different. To say that you can explicitly racially profile, you can grab some Latino kid who's an American citizen off the street and ask for his papers, is very different from the second law, which in response to the first law did. The second law does not, because they modified it in response to lawsuits and critics like me. I think most Americans see a real difference. At the end of the day, though, as you know, Mike, none of these laws will go into effect because they're unconstitutional.
I don't blame you trying to fill I don't blame you trying to filibuster. You're trying to be deceptive, and you know it. You keep talking about 2 laws. There was a revision.
Are you denying there were 2 laws?
Let him make his point. Let Mike respond.
There was a revision made in answer to loudmouth critics who were worried about racial profiling that removed the racial profiling component for it. So there is no profiling involved, and you know it, Mark. The police there know it. You're trying to deceive. It's not a second law. It was a revised law. The law on the books now doesn't allow for racial profiling. You're missing my point, Mike.
Here's my question. I gotta go. But I want to ask you this, Mark. If the second law is fine, why are we still seeing the boycotts and the protests and so on? You see such a huge distinction between the first and the second. Those who are on your side of the aisle don't agree with you.
Well, first of all, Megan, none of these laws are going to go into effect because the thing's clearly unconstitutional. But the second law still has a problem of a pretext. You have sheriffs like the one of Maricopa County, Joe Arpoya, that what he does is he looks for jaywalking or a broken taillight. You can say that if you don't recycle, that's a violation of a civil ordinance, and then you can check on someone's status for that. So they can still use pretext.
That's right.
All right, I got to leave it at that, gentlemen.
It's
interesting. I want to pick up on one point you made. You say it's not going to go into effect because it's unconstitutional. I don't know whether it's going to go into effect or not. It's supposed to go into effect in August, but just today, Chuck Schumer of New York called on the Arizona governor to stay the enforcement of that law for a year while the U.S. Congress works on getting illegal immigration reform. We'll see how that goes. All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for being here.
I'm convinced.
All the best.
Thank you, Megan.